This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is Thursday, May 7th, and right now at 6 o'clock on Good Morning Indiana. We are following breaking news this morning as investigations are underway after IMPD officers say they were forced to open fire in two separate incidents. The brand new information we're learning at this hour.
These people are sick. It's not a joke. People are dying from this disease, and people should take that seriously.
Only on RTV6, inside a COVID-19 unit in a fierce battle against the coronavirus. The people who volunteered to work with the seriously ill and their warning as the state's stay-at-home order is becoming less restrictive. During the pandemic, e-learning has become the new normal across central Indiana. On this Teacher Appreciation Week, we're checking in with local kindergarten teachers working hard to connect with students digitally.
There's a need, we're good at it, we're responding.
Marian University is investing millions of dollars to provide full-ride scholarships for students impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. How the program works and what you or your student need to do in order to apply.
And we want to welcome you in here to Good Morning Indiana on this Thursday. I'm Lauren Casey reporting from our RTV6 studios, and my colleagues Todd Clausen and Rafael Sanchez are reporting from home. Rafael, good morning.
Lauren, good morning. We are following a number of breaking and developing stories. We'll have the latest on those in just a moment. But let's get right to your forecast with meteorologist Todd Clausen. Todd, we're going to enjoy the day, but I'm already afraid of what's coming up.
Yeah, you know, you got to live in the moment, Rafael. Soak it in. Soak in the sunshine and temperatures that are going to be seasonable. Yeah, unfortunately, as we go forward in this forecast, it's not very May-like, to say the least. Outside right now, temperatures anywhere from 38 to 43 degrees for us. The skies are mainly clear currently across the area, and that is the good news for us, because once the sun comes up, what it is just starting to do here across the area, as you take a live look from IMS off towards the east, the sky is starting to brighten. Official sunrise is not until 6:38 here this morning, but this sunshine really going to help us warm very quickly throughout the morning. We had a little bit of lingering cloud cover overnight. That is pushing out of the area, and notice the temperature trend already up to 63 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour. It does turn a little breezy here this afternoon. You'll have to contend with that, but temperature's not bad at all, as we'll be anywhere from 65 to 70 degrees. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a live look right now at traffic. If you are heading out on the roads this Thursday, you can see lots of headlights up this way. I-65 near State Road 334, Whitestown. You can see traffic there is moving along up to speed both directions, northbound and southbound this morning. We'll continue to keep a close eye on your roads as you're heading out the door this morning. We do want to get to that breaking news we're following, though. Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened around 1:30 this morning. Our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live from the scene. Alyssa, tell us, where are you and what do you know right now?
So, Lauren, we're still working to learn more details on exactly what happened during this shooting. We know it happened just around 1:30 this morning here at the Dogwood Glen Apartments, and you can see there's still police on scene, and we're told that police were called here on reports of a burglary. When they arrived, a man started shooting at the officers with a rifle. Police had to return fire. We're still working to learn exactly what happened to that suspect during the time of the shooting. We do know that no officers were injured in the shooting, and we do not know that suspect's name. We do not know if he had former encounters with the police or the reason that he started shooting at police with that rifle. We are working to learn all of those details throughout the morning, and we'll continue to bring you the latest in that information. We know a mobile command unit has been on scene this morning, so that indicates that we'll continue to see police presence in this area throughout the morning. Again, we're right around Township Road in the northwest side of Indy, so if you are heading this direction, you might want to avoid the area, because as you can see, there's quite a bit of police presence and roads are blocked off. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
And while Alyssa works on that scene at 6:04, we're also following another officer-involved shooting that left one suspect dead. Now, this happened around 6 last night after a big police chase. Officials say that IMPD Deputy Chief Kendall Adams spotted a reckless driver near I-65 and 30th Street when the driver refused to pull over. The city's police chief, Randall Taylor, was in a separate vehicle behind Adams. The two chased the suspect until officers in marked vehicles arrived, and Chiefs Taylor and Adams removed themselves from that pursuit. Now, the suspect stopped near 62nd and Michigan Road, and we're told the suspect then began to run. Officers say an officer deployed his taser, which then led to an exchange of gunfire. The suspect was shot and died at the scene. The officer was not injured. A large crowd later gathered at the scene in protest. The shooting is under investigation, and officers tell us they are aware of a Facebook video that appeared to show the video as it happened. We at RTV6 are not showing that video this morning as we are working to learn more about this ongoing investigation.
The time right now is 6:05. Now we want to get to the very latest on the coronavirus outbreak. Indiana reports more than 800 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed across the state. That brings the total number of cases to 21,870. 51 new deaths were also reported. More than 1,200 total Hoosiers have died from the virus since the pandemic began. So far, more than 120,000 Hoosiers have been tested. About 18% of those have been diagnosed with the coronavirus.
And Lauren, because of those numbers, healthcare workers around the state, they remain on high alert as COVID-19 continues to kill Hoosiers every single day. Only on RTV6 this morning, some of the people working inside a COVID-19 unit share the highs and lows of this public health battle. There's no masking the dangers of COVID-19. In this space, nurses and doctors suit up in their efforts to keep people alive.
Emotional. It's been an emotional roller coaster.
Challenging.
Hectic. It's definitely been a crazy ride, just adjusting to all the change.
The specialized unit at Johnson Memorial Health has given patients a place to claim victory over the virus. But like a thief, the disease at times takes what it wants, showing no mercy.
These people are sick. It's not a joke. People are dying from this disease.
Our critical patients are just extremely sick, and they don't have the chance to have their family here with them. So that in itself is just really devastating. And so we've done our best to, FaceTime with families as much as we can and do phone calls and whatnot. But that's hard. That's really hard.
Laura Stafford volunteered to work COVID cases. Her husband, Joel, is an active duty captain in the military. He cares for their 3 children on the home front while she's on the front line. And she credits her mom, who's a doctor, for inspiring her to face such challenges.
This is our calling. This is why we're here.
Suzanne Miller is a respiratory therapist. The death of her grandfather, who suffered with emphysema, motivated her to stand by the side of families during difficult times. Suzanne cares for patients who need a ventilator.
It takes a toll on you to care for a patient for weeks and then lose them, not been able to save them. It really can take a toll on you.
About 30 people work on this end of the hospital. Kendra Honeycutt is in her 2nd year of nursing. Amy Roseberry and Taryn Conyers each have 20 years in the profession. Since May the 1st, they've all treated 78 patients, of which 27 were positive for COVID-19.
We root for them on our days off. We're wanting to know how they're doing. It's great to see people come off the ventilators and get better.
It's a battle that's become personal.
But I'll keep working COVID until this disease has got a cure.
It is a committed group of professionals. The ladies I spoke with have a combined 89 years of experience. Now, all new at 6:30 on Good Morning Indiana, their concerns, a unified message as the state begins to open up.
And Raphael, there is a new effort to connect Hoosiers looking for jobs right now with potential employers. A program called Rapid Response Talent looks to speed up that matchmaking process. Job seekers can fill out a short form online listing their skills and experience. That information goes into a virtual portal which creates talent pools for employers.
Individuals looking for employment and vice versa. Individuals and job seekers who are looking for employment now, they can try to connect to employers that are part of the Indy Chamber membership and that are posting their jobs as we speak.
The program is a partnership between Employ Indy, the Indy Chamber, and Ascend Indiana. For more information, you can go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. One thing I've been really impressed with during this pandemic is people's creativity, especially our educators. They have to work extra hard right now to teach and connect with their kids virtually. So this morning, our Kelsey Anderson joins us with some creative ways that 2 Hancock County teachers are teaching their kindergartners.
For Aaron Harden and Courtney Munsell, the best part about teaching kindergarten is getting to build those one-on-one relationships and connections with their students, and also getting to be there for those special aha moments when something they're learning finally clicks. But of course, this year, because of COVID-19, they are missing out on a big part of their students' kindergarten chapter. Sure, they're still getting to teach them and interacting with them weekly, but they say it's not the same. So both Harden and Munsell made little care packages to let their students know they are still there for them. The care packages include things like a pot and seeds to plant, and some teachers have even included a cutout version of themselves for the students to take on new adventures.
We have a classroom Facebook page, and so the parents keep sharing pictures of all the kids and what they're doing with their flat, Mrs. Munsell, and the academics are important, but they can come later. I just want them all to know that I'm still there. I haven't disappeared. I'm close by.
Both teachers are also spending time reading to their students virtually and having their students read to them. The end of kindergarten is always filled with such fun events, and both these teachers and all the teachers at Mount Vernon are making sure that the class of 2032 has just as much fun as the classes before them. I'm Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. More students will be able to go to college. That's good news during the pandemic, thanks to new scholarships from an Indianapolis university. Coming up, the program they created to help students rebound. But first, let's check in with our very own Todd Clausen with your forecast.
And Raphael, today is going to be a bright day for us from start to finish. That is the good news. So if you do head out for that walk, or maybe you do have to take to the roadways, make sure you grab the sunglasses. You'll need them both this morning and this afternoon. We'll talk about temperatures and look ahead to your weekend forecast, including Mother's Day coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 6:12.
Of our competitors forced your home. That's who.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 6:15. The COVID-19 pandemic has set back many families financially. Making ends meet, Lauren, has become challenging for many families as they face either furloughs or layoffs.
That's right, but one university on Indianapolis's north side wants to help families rebound. And so, as Mark Mullins reports, it's providing dozens of free rides for students who take initiative to be in the driver's seat.
At Marian University,
there's a need. We're good at it. We're responding.
Administrators say they recognize the COVID-19 pandemic put already cash-strapped families into an even deeper financial hole.
Because the virus has had such an impact on families right now, we're concentrating these scholarships on graduating seniors, people right now.
The Catholic University is investing an extra $5 million with the help of donors and alumni to provide full scholarships for 50 local high school seniors with a focus on those in the 21st Century Scholars Program.
I'm studying history, sociology, and secondary education, so I'm a triple major here at Marian University.
If anyone can speak to the benefit of being a 21st Century Scholar, it's Deshelle Turner, a sophomore with drive and dedication on her way to getting 3 degrees, and her education won't cost her or her family a cent.
I don't come from a place of just money, and that's fine, and I accept that. That's not something I'm ashamed of, but I think what I'm more grateful for about this program and this opportunity is being able to say I can receive something that many people strive each and every day to get, especially as a Black student.
21st Century Scholars is a state program that provides tuition scholarships to students who enroll in 7th or 8th grade and come from lower income households. This new round of Marian University scholarships will be available to students who enroll as freshmen in the fall. Deshelle knows what it feels like for those students to have one less expense to worry about.
And so for me, it takes a lot of pressure off my family's shoulders to know I can go to school. And for the most part, my financial portion is covered because of this program.
Administrators say they're looking for students who put in the work and strive for good grades.
We like those students because with grit, determination, and hard work, we find graduates.
My family loves it, especially my dad.
A program that has already been a blessing and could be an even greater bridge gap for families impacted by ripple effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Working for you, Mark Mullins, RTV6.
Mark, thank you. Marian University administrators say these scholarships will be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. The scholarships cover tuition for 4 years and room and board. Be aware there are those income eligibility requirements and academic performance requirements. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, we've put a link with this story at our website, theindychannel.com/rebound. At 6:18 on our Thursday, it's time to check in with Todd and see what we can expect as we head out the doors.
And Lauren, temperatures today, a little chilly this morning, but by this afternoon, we're in pretty good shape. And as you look at this graph behind me, being a math and science guy, I always like graphs, but I'll point out the yellow line to the north. That's our average high. And then you can see the up and down of that red line. That's the high temperatures. So we're close to 70 today, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are going to struggle to really get back to 60 degrees. So overall, it's a cool stretch of weather that's going to be with us here as we continue to make our way towards the second weekend in May. A live look outside right now shows the sun coming up. Sunrise officially in 20 minutes at 6:38. Temperatures right now in the 40s, 48 in Bloomington, 41 in Indy. But these temperatures will start to moderate pretty quickly once that sun does get a little higher over the horizon and into the sky. There's a little bit of lingering cloud cover here down to the south, but that is all moving out. So that is the good news. As it will push down to the south, we'll enjoy a sun-filled morning, and with that sunshine, temperatures will warm quickly. 63 degrees by the noon hour, with high temperatures eventually up to right around 66 in the city. Some areas could get close to 70 degrees. The one thing I will point out, though, is it does turn a little breezy once again this afternoon, so that's something you will have to keep an eye on and be aware of if you are going to be out and about. You may want to have a light jacket handy just in case. Sunset this evening, 8:46. Temperature still in the 60s, and then as the clouds build later on this evening, eventually rain is going to overspread the area. And this storm system is going to bring rain for some of us. Not everybody's going to see the rain, but eventually it's going to unlock some very cold air for all of us heading into the weekend. Overnight tonight, the rain develops across southern portions of the state, and then throughout the day tomorrow, it's mainly an event for the southern half of the state. Indianapolis probably gets into some showers, but to the north, there's not much of anything in the way of rain from Lafayette to Kokomo over towards Marion and the Hartford City and Muncie area. And then this whole storm will depart by late afternoon, and then we'll start to clear out heading into the overnight hours Friday into Saturday. Here are the rainfall totals. This shows you exactly where the heaviest of the rain is going to be. Could be over a half an inch of rain from Bloomington to Columbus, but just a couple hundredths of an inch as you work your way to the north. Tomorrow's a chilly day with temperatures that will be only right around 50 degrees during the afternoon hours. And then we get to Saturday morning. Look at these temperatures Saturday morning. We will be all the way down below freezing for everybody. A freeze watch is already posted. That'll likely be upgraded to a freeze warning here at some point, either today or during the day tomorrow by the National Weather Service. And then during the day on Saturday, not bad, 55 in the sunshine. Some spotty showers for Mother's Day with a high of 58, and then finally back into the mid-60s at the end of our planning forecast here with a high of 66 degrees on Wednesday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic as you're heading into work on this Thursday. This is south of downtown I-65 at Keystone Avenue, where we still have some major bridge work going on here. You can see the northbound lanes have that major traffic shift over to the southbound side. Southbound lanes are restricted down to 2 reduced lanes, no shoulder there. So just use caution as you're heading through this area throughout the day. The exit ramps remain open, but watch for crews as this is an active construction zone.
So it is a big vacation hotspot, but when will it reopen this summer, if at all? Coming up, the plans Disney has in place to bring people back to the happiest place on Earth.
And did you know that 88 million people in the United States have prediabetes? It's a condition where their blood sugar is elevated, but it's not high enough to be considered diabetes. RTV6 is a proud partner for this year's American Diabetes Association Indiana Tour de Cure. And this year it's going virtual on June 6th. We encourage everyone to get active by walking, running, or cycling. The time right now is 6:22. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Call the number on your screen.
The time right now is 6:24 on our Thursday. Raphael, it's time to talk about what's trending at 6.
So as a New York Yankees fan, Lauren, I have to admit that I almost walked away from the living room set in protest, right?
Okay.
But I came back on camera because it's about nurses. So here we go. I'm a Yankees fan, remember that. So Fenway Park may be empty, but that isn't stopping the Boston Red Sox from paying tribute to nurses on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. The grounds crew could be seen adding a new message to the outfield: the Sox heart nurses. The Sox were officially socially distancing, of course, during an event which coincides with National Nurses Week. And that is the redeeming quality of that story, Lauren.
Okay, that is pretty cool, Raphael. Well, at an Indiana National Guard armory down in Columbus, soldiers are trading in their parachutes for sewing machines. Yeah, 6 parachute riggers with the 338th Quartermaster Company are putting aside their normal duties to help make face masks. The team normally packs parachutes, but now it's all about making 200 masks a day for their fellow guardsmen. They say it's all part of their civil duty. That's pretty cool.
We thank them for their service as well. And this morning, a shout out to a couple of hometown heroes here in central Indiana. Good morning to 2 RNs, Kelly Martin and Andrea Mann, for working at Village MD and Primary Health in Indianapolis. I am told the 2 ladies are known for their excellence in providing patient care in our state. Now the time to check your forecast. And Todd, you have an excellent forecast just for today.
Yeah, you know, Raphael, we're going to feature sunshine, which is obviously always good. And with that sunshine, temperatures today are going to start to moderate pretty quick throughout the course of the morning hours. So we'll see temperatures eventually go from the 40s this morning at 8 a.m. up to 63 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour. And then eventually highs will go up a couple more degrees from that 63 degree number at noon to about 66 to 69, 7 degrees. Not out of the possibility in some locations. So essentially everybody is anywhere from 65 to 70 degrees here. The one thing you will notice later on this afternoon is that the wind will start to kick up just a little bit. But today is the warmest day I have in the 7-day planning forecast, which is not good since we are pushing into the second weekend of May and Mother's Day. We'll talk more about that extended forecast for you coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Theme parks are among the businesses getting a late start this summer, but companies like Disney are making moves to reopen. Our consumer reporter, John Matarese, has more on changes they're making to allow visitors back to the happiest place on earth.
If you're a theme park fan, your plans are on hold right now. All Disney and Universal parks in the U.S. are closed, as are regional parks. But now there's hope. Disney has just announced plans to reopen Disney Shanghai in China next week. The happiest place on earth will look a little different, though. CEO Bob Chapek says workers and guests will be required to wear face masks. Characters won't, though, which means no more hugs. In addition, guests will have to make a reservation, as the park will run at just 30% of capacity, and everyone's temperature will be checked at the entrance, and lines will be stretched out to allow for social distancing. USA Today says Disney, Universal, and regional parks like Cedar Fair and Six Flags will probably follow Shanghai's lead. But it's up to governors in each state to decide when parks can reopen there. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 6:30 here on Good Morning Indiana. We continue to stay on top of 2 big breaking news stories on this Thursday, May the 7th.
Raphael, for the first time in less than 12 hours, a person is shot and killed by an IMPD officer. Our Alyssa Donovan is joining us live near the scene on the city's northwest side where that second police shooting took place. Alyssa, what have you learned about the moments leading up to the gunfire?
So, Lauren, we're still working to piece together some of those details, but we know officers were called to this area right around 1:30 this morning on reports of a burglary at this apartment site behind me. And we know that that suspect was killed during this shooting. This is right around Township Line Road. That's near 79th and Ditch. The officers were reporting to that call of a burglary in progress. When they arrived, a man started shooting at them with a rifle. Police then returned fire, striking that suspect, who was pronounced dead at the scene. scene. No officers were injured in the shooting, and we don't know how many rounds were fired by officers or by the suspect. We don't know the suspect's name or any details about him. We don't know if he has any former encounters with law enforcement either. And of course, we're going to continue to work on learning those details and bring you the latest as investigation continues. If you are typically driving around Township Line Road here on the northwest side, you may want to avoid this area because there is still police presence happening as this investigation continues. So roads are blocked off. So just be aware of that as you plan your morning. And of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest updates in this shooting as soon as they're available. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
The time now is 6:30. Alyssa, thank you so much. We're also working to learn more about another officer-involved shooting happening less than 12 hours earlier, killing a separate individual. Here's what we know right now. This one happened around 6 last night after a police chase. Metro Police Chief Randall Taylor and Deputy Chief Kendall Adams started the chase, and that continued until officers in marked cars were able to arrive. Then the chiefs removed themselves. Soon after, the suspect stopped near 62nd and Michigan Road. The suspect, we're told, started running. According to the chief, the officer deployed his taser, leading to an exchange of gunfire. The suspect was shot and died at the scene. The officer, we're told, was not injured. A large crowd later gathered at the scene in protest. Now, the shooting is under investigation, and officers tell us that they are aware of a Facebook video appearing to show the shooting as it happened. RTV6 is not showing that video as we work to learn more about surrounding that shooting. And we'll get you more, of course, on that situation as we get it. But right now at 6:31, let's check on your forecast with our meteorologist, Todd Clausen. Todd, good morning.
Raphael, good morning to you. Today is going to be a decent day of weather for us. In fact, it's honestly the best day over the course of the next 7 to 10 days. So you need to take advantage of the sunshine and also the seasonable temperatures for the most part later on this afternoon. Grab the sunglasses, grab the sunscreen, and that medium weight jacket. You'll need that this morning with temperatures that are currently sitting in the 30s and 40s across the area. But these temperatures will start to moderate very quickly here once we get past the 8 o'clock hour, because we'll have lots of sunshine right off the bat. And with that sunshine, temperatures will eventually top off anywhere from about 66 to 70 degrees across the area. Our average high is 70, so we get close to that number, but today is the last time we get even close to 70 for at least the next 5 to 7 days. More on that extended forecast in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here is a live look right now at traffic. I-69 and I-465, the ramp system up here on the northeast side. You can see traffic is picking up both northbound and southbound on your interstates. Traffic is still moving along up to speed, though. No crashes here on the northeast side to slow down your commute this Thursday. Now, this morning, Marion County and Indianapolis leaders are reminding residents the county's stay-at-home order is still in full effect. Local restrictions are in place until at least May 15th. On Wednesday, Mayor Joe Hogsett reminded residents the order still includes large gatherings, which can easily spread the virus. Marion County has by far the most COVID-19 cases in our state. IMPD Chief Randall Taylor explains how his department is handling large gathering complaints.
We have taken in the past and will continue to take an education first approach when being called out to large gatherings. Our goal, of course, is not to make arrests in these situations, but to educate and make sure people are aware that these things are in violation of the current standards that we're going by right now.
If you have any concerns about a large gathering, you can call the IMPD non-emergency line. That number is 317-327-3811.
Lauren, the time now is 6:33, and new this morning, the governor's plan on reopening the state, of course, is being monitored very closely. And those on the front line want to make sure that you remember to do your part as the state starts to begin moving forward. As the malls reopen and the stay-at-home order becomes less restrictive, Amy Roseberry, who is dressed for success, wants people to be cautious because in her world, she sees the battle between life and death.
These people are sick. It's not a joke. People are dying from this disease, and people should take that seriously. Should they be afraid? I don't think they should be afraid.
Amy is a nurse in the COVID-19 unit at Johnson Memorial Health Hospital in Franklin. Out of 78 cases, a majority of the people have recovered. Less than 10 have died from the disease.
This disease does not discriminate. This disease is here. We've seen it.
Since the peak of COVID-19, none of the hospital staff in this unit has tested positive for the virus. They credit intense discipline in following protocols with their personal protective equipment, as well as taking precautions when they get home.
My kids know not to run up and hug me when I get home, and they wait until I shower and get clean, and then, they can swamp me.
The embrace from the community with food and parades have provided a boost behind the hospital walls.
I think it's definitely helped our morale with coming to work in such a difficult time.
Based on what they've seen, they prefer no one else become a patient in their unit, so they have a unified message.
Keep up vigilant with your hand washing.
If you can, carry a bottle of hand sanitizer and do it frequently, and just be conscious of touching your face.
We all have to be vigilant about wearing our masks when we're out.
Keep the social distance.
The people in the community who are doing the hard things, the isolating themselves from their family, doing the things that are difficult, that makes everybody out there heroes.
There are many heroes right now working across our state. About 30 people work in that unit at Johnson Memorial. Healthcare providers, though, remain very vigilant, as you heard, especially now as the Johnson County Sheriff's Office reports at least 4 inmates have cases of COVID-19 at the jail. That jail just happens to be across the street from that COVID-19 unit. We'll keep a close eye as this all develops. Lauren?
Raphael, thank you. We know COVID-19 is impacting education from coast to coast, even right here in Indiana. So new this morning, we're looking at how kindergarten teachers are working really hard to connect with their students. The time now is 6:36. We'll be right back after the break.
Our competitors, Florist Your Home. That's who.
The time now is 6:39. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. As we've told you before, non-essential businesses in Marion County are to remain closed until at least May the 15th. But some businesses plan to voluntarily extend their closure. The owner of the Thunderbird in Fountain Square does not plan to reopen the restaurant until June the 1st. Joshua Gonzalez says his top priority is making sure staff and customers feel safe.
We'll probably even do disposable plates and silverware for a while. Everything has to be wiped down, every seat, every table, as soon as somebody leaves. I'm also thinking about going to a point-of-sale system that allows the guests to swipe their card at the table so that we don't have to be touching the card and, multiple transactions back and forth. Just ways to minimize point of contact.
When Thunderbird does open, Gonzalez plans on following safety guidelines that are outlined in the Hoosier Hospitality Promise, and the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association created those guidelines. The association represents more than 1,600 restaurants, hotels, and other service industry businesses in our state. Now, I know this to be true because teachers across the country, they're coming up with some unique ways to engage their students during learning. As you know, Lauren, my wife's a kindergarten teacher.
Yes, we got to see some of her singing and e-learning last week on the show. So in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week this week, our own Kelsey Anderson spoke with 2 other kindergarten teachers who say they miss that connection with their students the most.
Kindergarten teachers play such an important role in our lives. Me personally, I remember my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Almond Clark, from over 20 years ago. She taught me how to read, write, and most importantly, get along with others. And now kindergarten teachers today are having to teach those same lessons and make those same connections virtually.
Kindergarten is very hands-on.
Erin Harden and Courtney Munsell both teach kindergarten for Mount Vernon School Corporation. They are missing those one-on-one interactions with their students now that school has gone online.
He is so tired from spending so much time working his way out of this shell.
So they've come up with creative ways to make those same connections, just in different ways.
I delivered a care package.
Kids in Mrs. Harden's class received seeds to sow.
They were given pots with soil and seeds, and so they were able to actually plant those. And then it's been really cute because they've been sending me pictures of their finished product.
And Mrs. Munsell reads to her kids every other night on Facebook and surprised them all with baby chicks.
And then we were able to bring the chicks home. So I have 12 chicks growing in my house.
She also sent each of her kids a flat Mrs. Munsell so they can feel close to her and take her wherever they go.
So it's been fun to watch. We have a classroom Facebook page, and so the parents keep sharing pictures of all the kids and what they're doing with their flat, Mrs. Mansell.
But besides just the connection between teacher and student, these two are missing out on those special aha moments when something finally clicks for a student.
The flip on that is, and I just shared this with my parents, I think it's a very cool and unique thing that they are getting to see those now.
Both Hardin and Munsell tell me that they're hoping to get together with their classes this summer for a formal in-person see you next year first grader. I'm Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
From academics now to athletics, athletes and coaches in our state now have an idea of when they can start playing again, and that'll be in a matter of months. The IHSAA says summer activities can resume on July the 1st. The organization says this includes things like football practice, among the many sports. The week of July 1st is typically reserved as a moratorium period. However, the groups of officials say they're allowing exemptions this year. It is important to note things could be adjusted if there are changes to the governor's plan to be back on track.
Well, some daycares voluntarily closed up shop at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic to protect children and staff members. Still ahead this morning, how those daycares are now working to return to normal. Todd.
All right, Lauren, it's a decent day for us here across central Indiana as temperatures will be climbing into the mid-60s with sunny skies and in slightly breezy conditions. However, you need to take advantage of today with the sunshine because starting tomorrow, rain returns to the forecast and then more rains in the forecast, unfortunately, for Mother's Day. We'll talk all about it coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues.
Apply online today.
Well, daycares across Indiana have not been required to shut down during the coronavirus pandemic, but now some that closed voluntarily are preparing to open their doors again. Working for you, RTV6's Troy Washington shows you what child care services are doing to make the transition easy for parents and kids.
When Keisha Davis decided to open her doors again here at the Reach to Teach daycare, she knew she'd have to do some things different to accommodate the times and make parents feel more comfortable during the pandemic.
We've been open since Monday, so this is our first week back open. We still have a lot of parents that still kind of cautious about bringing their kids back.
She's got signs posted about the daycare's new procedures in place due to the pandemic. She's created a sanitation station for parents at the door and says she's constantly wiping down high touch points like doorknobs and baby gates.
We are not to capacity yet, which is a good thing because we can still practice social distancing with the bigger kids and with the infants, like the infants stay in the back.
On top of that, children are washing their hands with soap and water every 30 minutes.
When the kids go home, I sanitize this whole thing, all the toys.
For the most part, though, Davis says parents are more relieved than anything to know child care service is available again and their children are in careful hands.
We had one parent even lose her job because we had to close. One parent called every week, are you guys going to open? When are you guys going to open?
And now those parents without any options won't have to fret as they go back to work and the state starts the process of operating with less restrictions. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. When many daycares closed, the city of Indianapolis partnered with the YMCA to offer child care for children of first responders and healthcare workers. Raphael?
The time now is 6:47. We know that the financial impact from this pandemic has been massive on our community. The Rebound Indiana is really committed to making sure that you and your families have the resources that you need to make your own personal comeback, and that's key and important to us. Last night, RTV6 held the Rebound Indiana virtual town hall in partnership with the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic. Call 6 Investigates Kara Ketty did a fantastic job with the staff of attorneys, and they spent about an hour answering your legal questions about everything from domestic violence to stimulus checks to evictions and foreclosures. The pandemic has forced some people to think about their own mortality. So the legal clinic recommends 3 key documents.
People should have what's a will, a power of attorney, and a healthcare representative form. A will to say who their property goes to if they pass away. A power of attorney that says if I can't manage my own affairs because I'm in the hospital or I'm incapacitated somehow, who can do that for me? And then a healthcare representative form that says if I can't make my own medical decisions because I'm in a coma or I've had a stroke, or monoventilator, who can make those decisions for me. So those are kind of 3 important documents.
Here's some key dates as well. The Neighborhood Christian Clinic offers Talk to an Attorney that happens every Tuesday, and then Talk to an Immigration Attorney every Thursday. Both of those are at 5 p.m. The time now to check your forecast with our very own Todd Clausen. Todd, you have some good news on this Thursday.
Yeah, great news in the forecast for the day today, Raphael. I love these days where I can say it's going to be sunny, it's going to be seasonable. It will be a little breezy at times. I guess that's the only little flaw, but we're getting off to a beautiful sunrise. Here's a live look from IMS back towards downtown Indianapolis. The skies are completely clear, and temperatures this morning are sitting in the 40s. 41 in Indy, 48 is the current temperature right now in Bloomington, and the skies have cleared. There was some clouds overnight, and I hope you were able to check out the moon earlier if you were up early enough, as it's the full flower moon that's taking place later on today. But there's going to be more clouds later on this evening, so that's why I hope you were able to check it out this morning. Going forward in our forecast for the day today, we are going to be dealing with a good amount of sunshine from start to finish. The temperatures moderate quickly with that sunshine to highs that'll be in the mid-60s. Some of you get close to 70 degrees. This little white line that you see here, though, this is the wind, and you notice it kicks up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour later on this afternoon. Obviously, that's not enough to cause any damage, but it could cause you to make you have the light jacket if you're going to be out and about exercising later on this evening. Now, overnight tonight, rain makes its way into central Indiana. For those of you that live in northern locations, you're probably not going to see any rain. So I'm going to draw a line for you here that is going to stretch from, say, about Crawfordsville over towards the Muncie area. Now I'm going to advance TrueCast, and you can see for the most part all the rain stays under that yellow line. So for those of you in Bloomington, Columbus, even Greenwood, Rushville, over towards the Greensburg area, it's a pretty wet day for you tomorrow with a steady rain. Could be heavy at times. Indianapolis just on the border of seeing some of the rain, so it could be one of those deals where the north side of Indy sees a couple showers, and then the south side of Indy is going to be dealing with more of a steady rainfall. That's how sharp the cutoff is going to be. Everybody, though, deals with chilly temperatures. Highs tomorrow only right around 50 degrees, and that will eventually lead to a very, very cold Saturday morning. Temperatures will be in the 20s in most locations. A freeze watch is already posted. Likely that is going to turn into a freeze warning from the National Weather Service going forward. So if you have those tomato plants, other vegetables planted in your garden, you're definitely going to want to cover those up. Other sensitive flowers as well with that hard freeze Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, though, 55 with sunshine. Won't be all that bad, even though we're below normal. The May sun is fairly strong. And then spotty showers in the forecast, unfortunately, for Mother's Day.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a look right now at traffic as you're heading out on the roads this Thursday. You can see the sun coming up over the Circle City, so you'll want to grab the sunglasses. This is I-70 near County Road 700 West as you're heading out there on the roads around central Indiana right now. I'm not monitoring any major crashes or delays for your commute. That is good news. Don't forget I-70 closed in both directions between the North Split downtown and 465 on the east side. Well, an Indianapolis girl just wanted to play ball, so ahead in our Throwback Thursday, how Kim Satterley paved the way for student athletes back in the 1980s. We'll be right back.
RTV6 app on your phone or streaming device.
Vault is open. It is time for Throwback Thursday, and this is a special moment. The journey to the pitcher's mound was particularly long for a Crispus Attucks player.
Yeah, Raphael, so Kim Satterley loved baseball, and she played on the junior varsity team at Cardinal Ritter back in 1979. Well, in 1980, Satterley was named pitcher for the varsity team at Crispus Attucks, but according to an IHSAA rule, girls weren't allowed to play in boys' contact sports. Satterley's parents filed a lawsuit against the IHSAA and the Indianapolis School Board. The judge ruled in favor of Satterley, saying that baseball isn't a contact sport. Former WRTV reporter Marilyn Mitzel was there as Satterley threw out her first pitch.
It feels great. It's just a shame that I had to waste half the season to prove to them that they're wrong.
Well, the judge's ruling also said if the school didn't have boys and girls teams, then girls should be able to play on the boys team if they're good enough. I wonder what she's doing today. We'll have to look her up online.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, listen, what I've learned working from you, Lauren, women can do anything. And to paraphrase my good friend Beyonce, who runs the world? Girls.
Oh. Thank you, Raphael.
Just saying.
All right, we do want to get a check of our forecast.
It's our Todd Clausen.
Yeah.
What's the forecast like, Todd?
You know, plenty of sunshine in the forecast here for the day today. Temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 60s. Turns a little breezy at times, but take advantage of today because as you can see in our 7-day planning forecast, rain returns tomorrow for some. Saturday and Sunday, chilly. We don't get back into the 60s till next week.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic. Have a great Thursday.